Honestly, I feel like I need a little bit of a palate cleanser, so I recommend you watch this when you are about to go to sleep. I just want to tell you a story, and it's a really good story. It's about me. This story is about the closest thing to love that I have experienced in my life. And it's going to sound totally insane. And this guy that this story is about would think that I am insane. It took place in eighth grade. And eighth grade was really, truly, I think, my year in terms of just like growing up. I have never had a boyfriend, okay? I've only had crushes that I have hardly interacted with except this one crush that I had. Now, I can only explain my first acknowledgement of his existence as like magical. It was sixth grade when I first saw him. I just thought he was so, he looked honest and kind in a way that I hadn't seen in boys. Like, boys were always so grimy, rude, but I looked at him and his eyes looked soft, and I really liked that. And I would, I'd never seen him before. This is like towards the end of like sixth grade. And after that, I really didn't really see him again. And in seventh grade, lo and behold, he was in one of my classes. It was my history class. And I used to sit behind him. And I was the kind of kid I used to never speak in class. So I would just kind of watch him as I always did with crushes that I had chosen. But usually with crushes, I would manually choose them. But with him, it was just like, I just literally gravitated to. I just thought he was so cute and like a weirdo. I would just find myself looking and staring. And to explain him, he kind of did have this softness to him. When I first heard him speak, he kind of felt like shy, but also grounded and intelligent. You could tell he kind of had this satirical way about him. You could tell that he wanted to please the people around him, so he would do that through humor, but it was this like quiet kind of humor. He kind of had this like way about him where it's like he wasn't totally trying to prove anything about himself. We were young, so he was still probably didn't know who he was, but like he for sure was aware of social dynamics. He was socially intelligent, and he would perform without performing, I feel like. So he was always cracking jokes and making the teachers smile, and people just thought he was funny, but he was also laid back and he wouldn't speak so much. And I just absolutely loved these things about him. We never interacted this year. I kind of just kept my crush a secret because literally, like, what was I gonna do? Okay. And then comes eighth grade, and you wouldn't believe it. So, the day before the first day of eighth grade, I was just picking out clothes to wear. I was like, this is gonna be my year. I could feel it. I was 13 or 12, turning 13. And I was like posting my Snapchat story. Do I wear this tube top or do I wear this cardigan, whatever? And I thought I looked so cute. I had like my hair in like this like braided ponytail. So it was like braided up, and then like I had this little ponytail and my little like freaking, those pearl necklaces that everyone used to wear in like 2018. All the girls used to wear these pearl necklaces. I would wear that. Got my nails done just like a bright yellow. Had this headband. I thought I was cute. Okay. Fast forward to the first day, and I walk in and everything's swell. I always got nervous about homeroom because I really had zero friends. Like I had, yeah, let's laugh at me, I guess. But no, like I was always so scared about homeroom because everyone seemed to just know people, and I always did not because I hardly spoke to anyone, and I was so desperately trying to social climb all the time, while being a super quiet kid. I walk in and I just see like three familiar faces. I'm like, thank God, like I'm acquaintances with y'all. Y'all are all at like the same social level as me. And it was nice because one of these girls was super talkative. She was the kind of girl who everyone knew and was very social. So it was nice to have her around because I felt like safe, secure. She could do a lot of the talking. It was like social lubricant kind of vibe. So assessing the social hierarchies and everything was cool. And I'm sitting in this in my guys. Oh my god, I'm just like reliving this. Okay, and then like I'm sitting in my seat, and all of a sudden, the girl I'm talking about, she turns to the door, and there he is. He was so cute. guys. Like, I just thought he was so freaking adorable. He was like taller than me. I don't know, he walks in and I'm like, there's no way he's in this class. Obviously, like, nothing's really going on. Like, he doesn't really care about me or know about my existence. I digress. But I'm like, okay, there's no way he's in my homeroom. Now, homeroom is salient because homeroom is like where anybody can talk. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I always would end up becoming really good friends with everyone in my homeroom, regardless of like social class. Like, seventh grade, like, social class. I literally kid you not. Like, that's how it is. And it was so hierarchical. Okay. But, so I was like, there's no way. I knew I was manifesting this. This could be my big moment. Okay. So he ends up sitting 2 seats beside me. So I don't know how to explain it, but the way it works is like in this class, we have like all of our desks are kind of like in this like huge rectangle around the room. And then it's like, so I am sitting kind of near the front and I got cut off. I got carried away and cut off. Um, I'm gonna do my nails, by the way. I hope you don't mind. But basically, he sat behind me in the group in the back, and we were kind of sectioned off based on our social class and our gender in this homeroom. So my friends and I were just kind of like the normal girls, just like regular, degular, nothing to see here, not crazy popular at all. We would sit to the left of the classroom. Then you'd have the popular girls in their own world to the right, just by themselves, would hardly talk to anyone else. And then behind us was my man. We're gonna call him Jefferson. Okay, so just magically, Jefferson sat right behind me, but like 2 seats behind me because we were in our little factions. And nothing had happened at first. I was like, okay, let me not freaking get my hopes up because what's going to happen between us? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we had no incentive to speak at first, but this is where my goat comes in, aka the star of the show. So remember the girl I was talking about who's like super sociable? We're going to call her Carly. Okay. Usually in middle school, high school, or at least middle school, you don't really talk to people outside of your gender. But with Carly, she was just so talkative and charismatic that she knew everyone. She is standing in the front of the class and starts talking to my man, okay, Jeff, okay? And suddenly it's just like becomes an open conversation. And the thing he's obsessed with talking about is PewDiePie. This guy is obsessed with PewDiePie in a way that's kind of like, and before you guys start, this was kind of before, I don't know, this was in an era of PewDiePie where I think all boys were obsessed with PewDiePie. And I knew nothing of him, but this was like, okay, I thought this could be my in. So he starts talking about PewDiePie, and suddenly this becomes an open conversation. And so you know, suddenly I know a lot about PewDiePie, guys. That's the wrong one, okay? Immediately that day, I go home and I start to do my own research about this guy. I start to watch all his videos, and surprisingly, I start to get into them, okay? I now recognize that PewDiePie is weird. Don't cancel 13-year-old me. I know now, okay? After doing some research, this starts to become a like daily thing where it's like we come to school, we talk about PewDiePie and what he posted. I don't know how he didn't figure it out that I just started watching this because of him. Honestly, like maybe he did know. I just have no idea how it wouldn't have been obvious. But this just somehow like naturally develops. I feel like I was really concealing myself. Maybe I wasn't. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, all of a sudden, like after this becomes our daily ritual, suddenly this like escalates, and suddenly like it becomes pretty normal for me and my group to start talking to him and his group. Suddenly every day, like our groups kind of just start to talk, and guys, I'm telling you, we had this. I'm just gonna say we had chemistry. Okay, we had chemistry, and I'm not gonna let anybody gaslight me. I'm gaslighting myself. I'm telling you, there'll be times where I'm sitting and looking forward and I would literally feel somebody looking at me and I would turn around and he's just like literally staring at me. By the way, guys, I am chopped at this time. I'm maybe if I feel generous, I'm going to show you guys a picture of what I used to look like.
can't believe that I'm a fool again. I thought the streak would never end.
We'll talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jim. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again.
I looked bad. And he just looked like a normal dude, like a normal eighth grader. I looked weird. Like, I don't know what he was looking at. I'm sorry. But like this would happen almost every day where it's like I literally would literally have to look around and be like, what? Like, and then he would just start to like, we would just start to talk. Oh my God. We were so cute. Like, actually, we were so cute. This becomes like a daily rapport. Okay. I expect to talk to him every day. So I start to do the thing. I start to realize that we had like a similar like taste in memes and humor in general. So I create, oh my God. Oh my God. I take it upon myself to create a folder on Instagram for memes. What did I say his name's gonna be again? Memes for Jay, guys. I thought this was so subtle. I make a folder called Memes for Jay, and every single day I'm scrolling and compiling these really cringe, just stupid memes for us to watch in the mornings. And what I liked about this guy is that this guy was moral. This guy had a moral compass that was unseen in this day and age. Picture it's 2018 to 2019. Like, this is the age of Wakanda, where it's like, I am walking down the street and people are just like I'm telling you right now, like that's amidst all this corruption, this was the kind of guy that like we would debate the ethics of Wish You Were Gay by Billie Eilish. I'm telling you right now, like this was back when nobody knew like what her sexuality is, even though let's be real, like the closet was kind of glass. I would talk about how well people kind of think it's kind of weird that she basically called it Wish You Were Gay because it's like, oh, you just want someone to have a sexuality on the basis of like if they reject you or not, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, very chronically woke take. And then he was like, well, yeah, I don't think that that's actually immoral because, and he would list, you know, something that was like nuance and whatever. Like we could have conversations like that, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Yeah, things are going swell, you know, every single day. It's either like at our lockers or inside, we're talking. And then, guys, let me tell you how events change. Okay, I walk into school, I head to the cafeteria where everyone sits, okay, before classes start if you come early. And sometimes you would be there, which would be so scary and frantic because I, one, sat at a totally different side of the cafeteria, and two, like, we weren't like close enough, like, to hang out outside of like obligatory settings. Like talking during homeroom felt like fair game because it's like, okay, everyone's here, everyone's doing it, I want to do it, I want to fit in. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? Who knows where that's from, right? It felt somehow not horrifying to speak to him in that setting because it kind of naturally happened. But like when we weren't like forced into proximity, I felt like there's no way I'm going to be able to talk to this fool. So naturally, when he would show up at the cafeteria, I would put my head down, I would run out, I would hide in the bathroom, whatever I really needed to do to secure my own safety. And there's this one time where he comes in, or I come into the cafeteria. He's just laughing with this girl. She's so loud, she's so vibrant. We're gonna call her Josie. Josie was literally stealing my man in real time. I literally, when I tell you I was stealing glances like, what the it's happening? This was the first I'd seen of Josie, and I had to literally clear it from my mind because I was just like, Jimmy, what the. Okay, she was obviously more outgoing than me, and they obviously had a great time in the same way that I felt like we had a good time. So I was very nervous and scared. So I thought this was over and done with. We have a rapport. We talk rapport, bro. We talk during homeroom, and then it comes to like the end of the day homeroom. Like, you know how like there's homeroom in the morning and then homeroom at the end of the day. So it's the end of the day, comes around. Tell me why I'm chilling, ready for us to start to talk, doing my homework, buffering, waiting. Tell me why this meh comes into my homeroom class. Like, I'm telling you right now, Josie pulls up loud, strolling about, and she likes to play this game like I like to play games, okay? She likes to play a freaking game. So she talks to Carly. Remember Carly, the talkative girl? She starts to talk to Carly like, oh, Carly, hi, how are you? I'm like, because they're actually friends. And then all of a sudden, she stares at my man. Walks over, starts teasing him. And let me tell you something about my dude. Like, oh my God, I love him so much. Something about him is that he's not nonchalant, but he doesn't give anything away. So she's the one who comes over. She's the one, like, I'm going to say pestering him, okay? And he responds and whatever, but like, he's never going to her room, like her homeroom, okay? She's always coming, always. I digress. Anyway, this certain setting that we're talking about, she comes over. They're talking about whatever lore they've got. Like, I was just like sitting here, like, what are we actually doing here, folks? Like, I was not made aware. I'm like, who is this girl? You know, all of a sudden you're trying to just come in and just play a game with us here. And I'm telling you, I come back home. I literally am walking to the bus and I'm literally in tears, guys. I make my Snapchat vent just to myself. Like, what the hell? How am I going to come back from this? Is it so Jover for me? Like, this is crazy. So this is something I just have to get used to. Genuinely, she just keeps coming over. Like, just genuinely keeps coming over. And I'm like, it's over for me. However, this doesn't change the fact that we are still on, guys. We are still so in motion. So this is just a development to the plot that I was simply not expecting, guys. 3 nails done, and this one looks crazy, guys. Don't even. Now, by this point in the story, things are getting heated, everybody. Like, not actually heated, but heated for me and the kind of play that I've ever pulled in my entire life. At this point of the story, essentially, so here's the funny thing. So in the lunchroom, like, we sit like kind of across from each other. Guys, this has never happened any other year. Like, I don't know how this happened, but I'm telling you, in the lunchroom, all of a sudden one day I noticed that his table is right across from my friend's table. Think of these long tables like this. Mine is right here and his is right here. And for some reason, I sit on this side and he sits on that side. I literally don't know how to tell you. It's crazy. Okay. So essentially, I can kind of just like see him sometimes. Like, we're on the same side, dude. Like, we're on the same, we're parallel basically. And so I could just sometimes see him and I'll just catch his eye. Like, I'll notice, like, I literally am not trying to glaze myself. I will notice him looking at me. And it feels embarrassing to say because at this point in life, I was shocked. I don't know how to say it in any other nicer way. I just was. And I just will notice him looking at me and he's like smiling. I'm like, what are you doing? I like start smiling. I'm like, let me look away. Like, oh my God. I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm sorry. I'm like getting emotional. Okay. By this point, like, we're in it. And finally, this is when one of the biggest developments in the story happens. So buckle up. So one day, I'm telling you, today we have a nice rapport. Like, everything's A+, everything goes well. It's time to pack up for first period. I'm ready to go. All right. Solid interaction. That's the way I used to rank my interaction with this dude. I'm telling you, I was insane. And basically, all of a sudden I'm walking, I didn't even realize I was behind him, but I'm looking forward. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he stops. Like, he looks back at first, then he stops walking. I'm like, what's happening? And as soon as I catch up with him, he literally starts walking again and just starts to walk me to my class. We were just talking about nonsense, by the way. Like, we were talking about some of these, like, brain rot people in our school. And he was just like, oh, look at that girl. She's an NPC. Like, guys, my man's just funny like that, okay? You just have to understand, he was just funny like that. Like, that was just how he was. So we were laughing at this girl because she's just, like, really, like, actually just, like, a rude person. And we walk to class, okay? Let me tell you, this fatal moment changed everything. Okay, I walk into class, everything's cool. First period, everything's cool. Second period, everything's cool. Tell me why it's gym period. Third period, all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, so someone comes up to me. Oh yeah, so you and Jefferson are dating, right? I'm sorry. I beg your, I beg your pardon, because I would love to be the first to know. I was like, what? Absolutely not. Like, no, like we're not dating. I get to period 6. Oh yeah, you and Jefferson are dating. Some girls like, so I'm like, what? Like, what's happening? I get to period 9, final period. Oh yeah, you and Jefferson are, I kid you not. It's a dude, by the way. Girls and dudes in this school, especially when it's me, we're not talking. Like, this is not normal. One of his like friends too. It's someone who's like his friend. I'm like, what is happening right now? This was astonishing to me, this news. I was literally buzzing to get back to homeroom. This all happens in the span of one day. I'm like, all right, what the heck is going on? Okay. So I forgot to tell you guys something. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention one thing. A couple days prior, well, first the thing you need to know is like I don't tell anybody anything, especially when I was younger. I didn't tell anybody when I had a crush, especially in that op ass school. It was just like I knew someone would try to f something up, so I didn't tell anybody. Okay, until finally I was on call with my friend, one of my really good, friends, turned out to be racist, by the way, at this crazy, insane school. And I'm like, look, promise not to tell anybody. I promise. I am in love with Jefferson. I think he's so cute. And she's like, I knew it. I knew it. I'm like, okay, girl, you need to pipe down right now. Okay, so I tell her this like the day before. Everyone keeps coming up to us. And I'm just like, there's no way. Did you tell anybody? Like, what's going on? So I get to my lockers this day before I get into homeroom. And literally, tell me why, like, I'm like, dude, asking my friends, has anyone heard about, like, why is everyone asking me if I'm dating this dude? What's going on? They are not helpful. They are not helpful, let me tell you. Tell me why. My friends are like, it's an empty hallway. And she just screams, Zena loves Jefferson. Jefferson loves Zena. I'm like, what the? You guys cannot be playing in my face like this. I'm like, you better shut up. Like, I was actually, when I tell you, my heart raced. This was like someone pulling down my pants in the middle of the school. I'm telling you right now, this is what it felt like. It felt like being naked at school, this interaction. Like, that was as bad as it felt. Like, I was such a reserved person. No one would ever talk about me, let alone to me. So the fact that this was happening was insane. So finally, she screams this. Tell me why Jefferson literally rounds the corner. Okay? I, I kid you not, Jefferson rounds the corner. I'm like, kill me. So finally, Carly comes around. Carly's, again, the talkative, bubbly girl. And she's just like, comes up to me and I get into homeroom. She's like, Zena, what's going on? I'm like, girl, I don't know. Like, I literally wish I could tell you. And she's just like, yeah, no, like, I mean, do you like him? And she's just saying this out loud. I'm like, no. Like, I literally screamed. I screamed no. I screamed no. Like, I was so nervous. Like, I'm not, like, I didn't know what to do. Like, this is the first time, like, I'm being spoken to about by the masses. Okay. So I just screamed no. And so, like, he's in the room too, obviously. So he's just literally like going silent, going mute, like, kind of like, she goes over to him, like, what do you think, Jefferson? And he's just like, oh my God. Like I told y'all, Jefferson's a very nonchalant MF. Like, he's so nonchalant. Like, he's not, but he is. So, like, everyone would ask him, like, what do you think? Like, I was literally chasing this girl. Like, I was chasing Carly around. I was like, stop playing in my face. And then, like, Jefferson basically, like, would just sit there, smile, and be like, oh. I'm not even trying to be like, I don't even know how to explain what he was doing. He was just like anytime anyone would ask me, God, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself. Every time anyone would ask him a question, he's just sitting there like, oh my God. Oh. Okay, so this was a pivotal point. I was so nervous. I go home this day. I'm shaking in my boots. This is a topic of conversation for like a week. I don't know what to do. And after this kind of week, I noticed that we were kind of starting to fall off a little bit. Like, we're not talking as much. Like, we're not on the same level that we were at. So I'm kind of just like, what the heck? I know y'all messed this up for me. Not even to mention that winter break was coming around. Winter break, I was so freaking saddened about. Like, I didn't want to go on winter break because I was literally going to miss him. Like, I was that insane, guys. Like, I'm actually so serious. I was that crazy that I was like going to miss him for the 3 weeks we would be gone. So I go to Nigeria, and we're due, right? Come on now. Let me tell you guys, winter break, I was literally dreaming about this dude. Zero Wi-Fi in Niger. Like, and I was just literally just freaking going crazy. I don't know why I just pronounced Niger like that. It was bad. I was literally having withdrawal because I was literally insane. And I get back from break and everything is different, guys. Like, I'm telling you, he's barely talking to me, not looking at me like before. I'm like, is this have something to do with that bitch? Does it have something to do with this girl? What was her name again that I said? Y'all remember the home record that was trying to steal my man, right? Okay. I wondered if the whole ordeal had anything to do with her, but for 2 weeks straight, we're just really not really talking. I'm like, okay, it's over. It's so over for us until one day our little homeroom has like a bonding session. We're talking so much. Like, I'm talking, the popular girls are talking. Everyone's talking to each other. We're having such a great time, and it's like getting like to that halfway point of the second half of the year. So it's like, okay, low key things are kind of wrapping up. I was kind of terrified at this era. And then everyone's like, you know what? We need a homeroom group chat. I was like, wait, as yes, I knew this was gonna happen. This was one of the things that I was plotting on to happen from the beginning of the year. I was like, if we get this advisory group chat, if we get that rapport going, boom, bop, bang, I get his number. And I did just that. So tell me why we get this advisory group chat. Everything's going smooth. We're all yapping in there for a little bit. Tell me why I get a buzz on my phone. I can't even say, like, I just got it like that. I didn't do no texting first. That's one thing about me. I didn't do no texting first. All of a sudden, he's sending me memes. As soon as the freaking group chat goes up, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you hot and you're cold? You're yes and you're no. You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. Okay? We start to text a little bit. Like, it's nothing crazy. Like, sometimes just a little text here and there. Okay, mind you, this guy's so cute. He didn't have any social media. He was just like, yeah, no, I only do YouTube and I only messages. Nails done, by the way. Let's go, let's go. By the way, I'm sure that my op B, I don't remember her name, but I'm sure, was it Josie? No, it was Josie. And the Pussycats. I'm sure she had his number by now. I'm just gonna even say, like, honestly, but that's because I know she pounced I know she pounced, and me, I'm nonchalant. That's the thing. I think we were both a little bit too nonchalant, even though he's literally my man. Like, I'm telling you guys, we were literally perfect. I'm just, okay. But I bet she got his number. But I didn't have to do no asking, and he texted me first. So who really won that? Who really won that? It gets better. Okay, so we text here and there, but by this point in the year, I feel like things had slowed down a little bit. Things weren't as serious. I feel like that time when everything exploded, I'm talking about, like, there was this point where after everyone thought we were dating for some wild reason, literally, what happened? I'm low-key tweaking. Remember how I said, like, at lunch, like, we're kind of like parallel? Like, I'm telling you, my friends all knew that I liked him. So I don't even know how they unspokenly communicated like this, but they were all just like, they literally performed a psyop on me. Like, one of his friends came over to my table and they were like, Zena, we need to speak to you for a second. And I was like, okay. So they all came over. I was like, actually, my heart was beating. I'm like, nobody ever wants to talk to me. What's going on? Then my friends go over to his table and they tell him, what's his name again? Jefferson. Like, we need to speak to you. Like, so all of a sudden, then they get other friends to basically go around and figure out, like, I don't even know, get intel about what's going on between us. I don't even know. They were like, me and my friends were laughing on our side of our table before that. So it was like, I feel like I'm not explaining this right. Basically, me and my friends were laughing at the lunchroom table, and I don't know, they were just trying to, like, expose that, like, I liked him. So they kept trying to, like, call out to his friend group. So they finally performed this thing where, like, they distracted both of us. They sent people from each table to distract both of us. My friend tried to go over and tell him, my man, that I liked him. The way that I ran over there, like, I was like, you're not, like, I did not play games about this. I obviously gave it away because I would literally, any single time someone would bring up this conversation and what was happening, I would run over and shut it down. I said, no, man, not today. You're not ruining my life. Don't play it. Don't get twisted. Okay? It gets to the end of the year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's not much to say, okay? Things had really had like a hot culminating point, we were again walking each other to school. We'd never hung out outside of class. So that's just like the thing. Like we would walk places. Like he would walk me to class sometimes, but that was really it. And it was weird. Okay, the last day of school, I was just my heart was pinging because like we were literally in the auditorium. All of us were talking. It just wasn't the same. It just wasn't. Things ended on it just wasn't it. I think it was just the interference. Okay, finally, 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 finally. School ends. I think it's low-key Jover. I remember this distinctly. It was like maybe the day after school ended, and we had gone to see my uncle at his place. And I remember getting a ping on my device, on my mobile device. Tell me why it's a friend request on Snapchat from you know who, Jefferson. This guy literally was playing games with me, guys. I think he just, oh, I'll get into the analysis later. But he friends requests me and tell me why we're like, just starts to send streaks. Like we started to text each other like, what's up, like whatever. And he just, at some point, our text, our go back and forth conversation dwindles out. We're just sending streaks. And then all of a sudden one day, he ghosts me. He ghosts me. After the summer, it's ninth grade. Like we're in high school now, so everything's different. We're in the same English class. It does not even acknowledge that I exist. I don't make any move. He does like we just don't talk anymore. From this point on, we're strangers, guys. It would have been like I hallucinated the whole thing, okay? And I just really this was honestly the most one-to-one interaction I've ever had with a man in my life. Like I've never had like an ongoing thing for months, like over a month with a dude, because I get bored, I get disinterested. They're never stimulating. This guy was smart. He was funny. He could debate me. Like there was stuff there. He had a little bit of an ego sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. He's the kind of kid. He was the kind of kid to screenshot every single time he submitted an assignment just to make sure that he knew he submitted it, and that if a teacher ever said that like, oh, he didn't submit something on time, he could take a screenshot and have the timestamp. And we would debate over like GPA or like what was enough to get into certain colleges. And he's like, yeah, no, you cannot get into this college with this GPA, blah, 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 blah. You need at least a 3.95 or a 4.0, blah, blah, blah. Like that's the kind, but he was also super laid back and chill and funny. And I really was obsessed with him. I still was obsessed with him through high school. Like whenever I was bored and needed a crush, I would just use him. Like, right? Like he ended up getting like this girlfriend for a little bit. And there was this rumor going around. There's this rumor going around after that he had this girlfriend that he was gay. I don't believe it. It was from this like the town gossip. I don't believe that. Me and him had something special. Okay? To debrief and analyze how this affected me in my life, I feel like I honestly am just not able to open up. I think something about me yearns for the chase of relationships, which is why I can't get one. I am obsessed with like recreating like a storyline. This was the perfect storyline, perfect proximity, and it just left me hanging to the point where I'm just like, I don't even know when people like me anymore. Like this situation made it so like I just genuinely like cannot tell. I still to this day, after unpacking all the evidence, the case is still cold. It's a cold case. I don't know if he liked me. I don't know what he was doing, and I always like now I just can't get hints because I'm like, will you just ghost me? No, because I'm gonna ghost you. Okay, let's not play that game. Okay, thumbnail done. Overall, I'm really just sharing this with y'all because I just need an objective analysis. Like, I just want to know, like, what is going on inside his head. Mind you, he's like, I'm half Egyptian. I'm half Egyptian, so I'm low-key ethnic in our white ass town. Give me a break. So it's like, think about it, the dynamics. He was like a very like mid-tier normie popularity level. I was also just like random. Guys, oh my God. For guys, popularity is so different. Like I feel like any guy, like you don't have to try and like if you just guys will just talk to guys. For girls, it was just so different. And I'm also just black. Like this was the one crush I had growing up. Like I didn't have options. Like I couldn't even go for the pox. There's only like two black guys in my school, and they were both racist as hell. And they actually entered during like 10th year. So like I had no options, and he just fell into place. So that's how it happened. I saw people to this day like asking, like, I have to preface this the race thing because people are obsessed with thinking like and pinning me as like a mayo muncher. And I'm just like, taste the rainbow. Anywho, I feel like this just psychologically stunted me in terms of relationships. I don't trust myself to be able to bag, so I don't try. I take myself off the court, okay? I don't try. He just was an enigmatic. I think I love the allure. I think I like to be strung along. I think I like to be messed with and played with in the brain. I'm a dopamine junkie. Don't, it's not my fault. It's a fault in me. Okay? So, moral of the story is F you, Jefferson, but also hit my line at any time. I still check his bare Instagram. I hope he never sees this. This is so embarrassing. At some point, I wanted to like send him like after school one of those like I used to have a crush on you Google forms. Did you know? Honestly, I've made like 2 other videos on TikTok about him as well. I'm crazy. I just assume that no one can see what I do. I assume that I'm not real and I put stuff out to the void because I can. So that's the real tea about it. Thank y'all so much. I don't even want to end the video, guys. I've been having such a good time. But I think our time is here. Our time has come. If you see this, Jeffy, that's not your real name. His name is much cuter, guys. He's so cute. Like, he's just so adorable. I think he's still adorable. I'm sure he hates me. I'm sure he doesn't give, like, I promise you, I'm like insane. But we had something. Don't even try to deny that, okay? I have no idea what he's even like now. Like, I actually just don't. But he can always hit this line. Okay. Bye.